What is up, my friends? I am Mumfy. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all doing really well today. And if this is your first time here, thank you so much for joining. Today's video, we got a pretty exciting one. We're going to be doing another install on the Tacoma. And this one's going to be pretty cool because now we're going to be able to mount some things to the dash, but in a kind of stealthy way. Let's get into this install. Alright, now for this install we are going to be going on the inside of the truck. So as we crawl in here, where we're going to be installing this mount is actually right up here. Now, the cool thing is that there's lots of mounting trays and mounting options for this top piece. Some that actually kind of sit up a little bit higher, that still have kind of the RAM mounts for mounting options for phone cases, your tablet, CB, anything else that you can mount up front for easy visible access. The one that I'm going with is actually from the Taco Garage, and that's going to be their DMM, their dash top multi-mount. And it actually sits flush behind the dash here. I'm pretty excited about getting this install going. It's not going to take a whole lot to install this, so let's get going. Alright, so first things first, we're going to remove this section of the dash. Fairly straightforward. I've done it before when I replaced the chrome rings with the Miso custom rings. So all you're going to do is just take a little bit of pressure. Just to release the tabs on the back. You've got several of the red tabs along the side. That's what will release it. And now we're ready to go set up the stealth mount across the front. Alright, let me show you everything that comes in the kit when you order it from the Taco Garage. You're going to get the actual top plate mount, all the undermount sections. You're going to get all your hardware here. And if you want, you can actually order it with a RAM ball addition. A couple extra tools you're going to need is you'll need a little drill bit and an Allen key, because we will be drilling holes into the top of the dash. So the concept behind this mount is that it's going to be sandwiched in. So we'll take this centerpiece. What it'll do is this will sandwich along the top dash mount, and it's held in by screws that are actually on the outside. These two center screw holes are where you'll actually screw your mount placement on top. And each of these are lined up to the sections that are on the top plate mount. The cool thing is that the screw hardware that you'll sandwich in, going back to this middle section here, these are going to drop in, and as you can see here, they actually are really flush. So then they'll line up with the plate. Then you'll put a lock washer and a nut on there, securing that down. That keeps the low profile going on. Just kind of showing you there just how low profile and how well those sink in there. A couple other things you might want to do is grab a couple of binder clips just to hold the top plate in spec on top of the dash mount, because we're going to definitely want to make sure that this doesn't slide around when we drill our holes. Now there's a couple of steps. We're going to have to remove the air vents just so that we have enough room to kind of work underneath the dash. Alright, one of the first things that we're going to do is we're going to take off the air vents. There are 3 clips holding in the air vent. Let's see if I can get that for you. There, and there on both of these. So what we're going to do is we're just going to unclip those and remove these so we have plenty of space to work with underneath. So just take either a pry tool or a flathead screwdriver. These will pop out. These are 2 parts. You have an inner part and then the outer part. So we'll just put those off to the side. And now we have plenty of clearance to actually work and get our mount situated. Next, we're going to take our top plate, and as you can see here, it actually fits really nice along that top section of the mount. We're going to push the mount as far to the driver's side, to this smaller section here, as we can, and then place our clips. If you need a few more, just make sure that you got that down nice and secure, because we don't want this sliding back and forth. So you'll notice that this mount also has a couple of grooves here. These are actually wire pass-throughs, so if you decide to run like a phone charger or anything like that, you can notch these out, and then if you hardwire it down below on your dash, you can run the wire up through here instead of having it out in front. So now that we have that in place, we're going to take our drill bit sized so that we have plenty of clearance, and we're just going to go ahead and drill the holes, all of them actually, so that we can mount the bottom plates, sandwiching this whole thing together. Alright, so after having the binder clips kind of holding the bracket in place, I took a couple of the Allen screws that come with it, drilled a hole through them, and then ran this through, so that way this kind of keeps the bracket in place as we drill the rest of the holes. Now you don't necessarily have to drill all the holes if you don't want to, but because I'm planning on perhaps future mounts down the road, I'm going to go ahead and drill them all, just so that I have all the access ready to go when I need it. And because it's a flush mount, whatever areas I'm not using, you're not going to be able to see that. So I'm going to drill the rest of these, and then we can work on placing the brackets on the bottom side. Alright, now that we've drilled all of the holes, if you want to, underneath, you can clean up the burrs just kind of underneath. So that way, when we place the plates, they're actually sitting nice and flush on there. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of clean these up. You can do that with a knife. You can just kind of fill along and clean up the little burrs. Alright, now those are all cleaned, we should be ready to start adding the mounts. Now if you want, now's the time to kind of trim out the wire access points. Currently, I'm not going to worry about that. I'm not worried about notching these out. I may come back and do it, so no need for me to run wires back behind here just yet. So, we'll go ahead and take this top plate off, and now we can start working on the plates. So all of our holes are lined up. Next, what we're going to do is we're actually going to drop these flush pins, as you can see here. It slides right in. We made sure that all of our holes are fitting. We'll just work on the back. We're going to make sure that our plate sandwiches on there. And we'll take a lock washer, we'll throw that on there. And then we'll take our nut, and we'll just finger tighten those down. So as you can see, this is how the bracket, the top mount, is actually going to be held on. It's going to be sandwiched in all the way down. So here we go. Now on this front one, just to show you, you'll need to slide it in through this little slot right where my finger's showing. So you have to slide it in through there. Even this second one, you'll need to slide it in through that little slot, so that way it fits in. Then you'll just do your lock washer and nut. So like you see here, make sure it's all lined up. Put the flush mount screw in there. Take our little lock washer and then our nut, and just finger tight those on there. Now, if you've done it right, all your holes should line up. So now you have mounting holes for any of the hardware that you decide to run with. This ram ball, obviously I can do one on the end here. We've got our long Allen screw, so should be able to just drop that in, get that through, throw our washer on first, throw that in there, down in the hole, and we should be able to tighten down the ram ball to the mount just like that. And as you can see, it lines up right where the screw holes are going to catch that screw, that Allen screw. And now we've got a ram ball on there that's ready to mount a phone mount. And then you've got several other options that are ready to go. Now what we'll need to do is we'll just need to tighten down these nuts back behind here so that way it's sandwiched on and this bracket truly isn't going to go anywhere. To tighten down these nuts, you'll need a 3/8 inch wrench. The hardest one that's probably going to be to tighten down is actually going to be this second from the driver's side, simply because the nut actually interferes with the tab that's right here. So it may be a little trickier to actually tighten down. But once everything is tightened down, that thing is on there. The flush screws are on and the rest of the mount is ready to go. And it looks really, really clean. When you're looking at it, you actually don't even notice it up along the top. Now at this point, we're ready to actually put the air vents back on, and we can reinstall this into the Tacoma. So with the air vents, we're just going to reverse the process, make sure that where these tabs are align with where they need to be, and they should just snap right back into place. And then we'll just flip this around, make sure that they function the way that they're supposed to. Open and close, twist. All right, now we're ready to install this back on the Tacoma. All right, as you can see, we do have the whole Stealth top plate mount ready to go. I've got my ram ball ready to accept the phone charger mount or phone mount. Now all we got to do is just place this back in the Tacoma. Make sure that everything lines up. Start on the driver's side, push everything back in. From where I'm sitting, you actually don't even see it. It's super low profile. The only thing that I can notice is the ram ball. The thing I like about this mount is that it's very stealthy. It doesn't interfere with the rest of the Tacoma look. It's super low profile. I love that. The install is actually pretty easy to do. Even though I am putting holes directly into the dash, I'm okay with it because it is super low profile. I'm not going to notice it. And now I'm super excited to start using it and adding more mounts and mounting options to this plate. Well, my friends, that's going to wrap it up for this install. Thank you so much for joining me as I install the Taco Garage Stealth mount, as I'm calling it. They're calling it the DMM, the dash top multi-mount. Let me know what you guys are running on your Tacoma or what you're considering as far as mounting options. Do you like this option? Do you like something else that's out there? Love to get your feedback out there, my friends. Leave a comment down in the description box below. And if you like this video, smash that like button. I greatly appreciate it. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and join me for more install videos and discussions on the Tacoma. Thank you again for joining. We'll catch you in the next video.
Perfect.
Peace.